Hello, everybody. We're back with another interview with one of our authors from the book Grit and Tenacity, Women Transforming Leadership in Business and Community. Today, we've got Bonnie Lynn here with us. Bonnie, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and your career and the adventures you've been on?
Yes, thank you, Kathy. I would love to. And I know all about grit and tenacity because I was in the construction business for 25 years. So um, I'll go back a little ways. Just in the way I lived my whole life, I really lived my life according to the status quo. So um, I actually married my high school sweetheart, had, two kids, got the house, got a bigger house, started a business, grew the business, did all the things that in our generation were really, the things that were, oh, we really have it made if we do this. But I found after this 25 years journey in construction, building this business from the ground up to a $8 million construction company in a specialty commercial industry, that there were still a lot of pieces of myself that got mixed up and lost along the way. And even though I had awards and I had success and, continual growth along the way, recognition, I was still feeling really depleted. And I had felt at the time also like I had kind of done it all because I've already built a business, I've already done that, but it wasn't fueling my soul. So I was, left at the end of that feeling a little bit empty and depleted. And then the late, right before COVID, I had hired a coach thinking like, oh, surely a business coach can help, revitalize our business and revitalize my energy. And when I got to talking with the coach, what she finally said was, it really comes down to you, and you have to decide whether you want to say yes to life.
Good one.
And at the time, I decided, I don't know what that looks like, but I'm saying yes to life, but not yes to the life that I've already had, where there didn't feel like there was more room for anything, um, for my joy and expression to come through, because it all felt like more work. Like I didn't know how to build my business without like really sucking all the energy out of me and draining me. So that was really the beginning. Well, I didn't know that a short 2 or 3 years later, the bottom would drop out of my life and give me that very opportunity to recreate myself. So I got divorced after 40 years of marriage. Our business closed after 25 years, moved out of the family home, lost a sister to cancer, had all these things happen all in this one period of time. And this was all like the end of 2020. So here we are 4 years later, and I feel like I'm thriving. I'm building the life I love, a life that I'm energized in, that I can see futures that make a contribution to the world and that feed me at the same time. And so that is what I am talking about in my book, is that journey of how do we go from that depleted space to really being full-hearted, is what I've called it. So that is the title of my chapter as well, is Full-Hearted Leadership.
Love it. And yeah, tell us a bit more about your business and like who who would be a good fit as far as clients and interested
Right.
in your material.
Yeah, so for clients, the main premise of my full-hearted program is that really when we connect with our deepest, truest self in our talents and our experience, we put those all together, that's when we can make the biggest impact in the world. It's when our creativity rises to the top. It's when innovative solutions come forward, but it really takes sometimes some digging to dismantle what the real issues are. So in my instance, for example, to really um, look at what is that source of discontent or depletion or whatever that word is for people overgiving? And I think it occurs a lot of times like there's something wrong with my life. If my business was different, if my relationship was different, if I had a different job, if my um, supervisor was different, my boss was different, my employees were different, then, everything would be okay. But what I came to realize is often what that discontent can be, it can be disguised as us really wanting to just step forward in all of our potential. So when we come back to our heart, give ourselves that space to kind of undo those lessons and those um, whatever we took on according to somebody else's rules and ideas of how we should do, what we should accomplish it, how we should accomplish it, and really get back to our own wisdom. And then with that, take that out into the world and and meld that and work with that so that it's presented in a way that people can hear it and accept it and listen to it. So that's the other piece of our job to do that. So my ideal clients would be professional and executive women who have been on this journey. They've maybe invested their whole career sometimes and their education and all of the things, and really they pictured that they would be making a lot bigger difference than they're making, and maybe they thought they'd be happier, and all of a sudden they're feeling health challenges or depression, or just it just feels so heavy and burnt out and depleted. So really to really look at what really is happening and what's in those little hidden nooks and crannies that we stuff away that really keep us blocked and stuck. And so when we uncover those, it's kind of a process of rebirthing, really. And one of my favorite quotes is from a poet, and he says, "In a full heart, there is room for everything, and in an empty heart, there is room for nothing." So I just love that. In a full heart, there is room for everything. So we can hold it all the places we've been, all of our screw ups, our things that didn't work, whatever it is, we can hold all of that that's been, all that is, and all that is yet to be. And we don't have to, uh, um, we can just move on from there, but giving it the space, and there's enough space for all of it to be there and to empower us into the future. So when we have that full heart, then we're free to really make the contribution we have to be connected to ourselves and to others. And so, whether you're trying to revitalize your own life or your business, I can help in either area, but definitely know that journey for the professional and executive women.
Perfect. I love that. And the book is really focusing around the whole idea of women transforming leadership in business and community.
Mhm.
And from your perspective, how are women doing that? What is the kind of input and the shift that women are bringing?
Well, I think that shift is exactly that they are coming back to their own knowing and their own style and their own, signature of how they can do business and what leadership looks like and what success looks like. So redefining what that means, and then really being willing to, lay their career on the line and their um and their personal grit and tenacity to really create themselves differently and to be in a world that I think with the full-hearted leadership, what I feel like it is a call to is a call back to unity, back to wholeness, and back to authentic connection. And when we have those three things, we have a really strong foundation to build on of trust, of collaboration, of support. Um, so I think in that um, way of bringing our natural, not I don't want to say, I don't know if natural is the right word that I'm looking for, but when we bring our authentic gifts, authentic talents. Every single one of us is here to make a difference that we can only make. I can't be Kathy. I can't be, whoever I'm in the boardroom with. Like, I'm not them. So that's what I see as giving us the opening. And also another thing I think that is so important is that we share our successes. I'm really get my heart just sinks. Like just not long ago, I came across the list. I think it was like the 10 best books for business or finance or something. There was one of them had a woman author. And it's just like sometimes it just feels like that, is really that world. So to have women really share their stories and be mentors and supporters of other women, I think is one of those ways that we definitely transform leadership. And that just sort of filters down. And when we take that stand to be our best, truest, most authentic self, we make the biggest contribution we can make. But we also give all the people around us that freedom and that space to be able to do the same thing. So we're really maximizing the potential that otherwise can really just lay there dormant.
I love that. I love that. And I'm sure a lot of women listening to this right now will probably be interested in connecting with you. What's the best way for people to find you?
Well, you can find me on my website. The name of my company is Bonify Now. So Bonify is to make good, especially on something that has been good in the past. So all about like that transformation of making good. So Bonify, Bonify now.com. Or you can reach me by my email is livegood, LIVEGOOD at bonifynow.com.
I love that. That's a great email. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for joining us both in the book and in for this interview today as well, Bonnie. And we're definitely honored and glad that you are sharing your wisdom and all your experience in this book. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you for the work in getting these women's stories out into the world.
Perfect. Thank you.
All
We'll talk to you
right.
again soon.
Okay. Thank you.